We've got a doozy of a point for Major League Pickleball. Let's check out this mixed doubles point in its entirety, and then we're going to break it down because this didn't really go the way either of the teams expected.
Has to come back. Oh. Oh.
Yes! All players on every part of that court.
All right, quick player ID on the top of your screen. Returning serve, we got Rob Nunnery playing alongside Irina Terashenko on the near side of the court. AJ Kohler and his partner Lee Whitwell. So notice here, Nunnery returning the serve. He's choosing to play his backhand, and that's because he wants to avoid the dominant player. That's Kohler. He wants to target Whitwell with this backhand slice return. And the idea here is if he can use a little bit of side spin, he can get that ball to land in play and then maybe kick out to the right side of the court, getting to Whitwell. Kohler is going to have none of that. He chases that ball. Look how far he goes, but he realizes there's some open court there. Can't very well play a drive or it's going to get redirected to that open court. So what does he do? Well, he goes with the third shot lob. It's not a shot you see very often, but he did have success earlier in this match, went to it again, and for good reason, I guess. You look here, bit of a miscommunication between Nunnery and Terashenko. You can hear him telling her that's her ball. Don't think it is. That's a high forehand, sir. Meanwhile, Whitwell realizes this miscommunication happened. She starts to crash the net. Terashenko's in big trouble with her back to the court, not going to win many points from that position. And so Whitwell then comes forward because she is hoping that there is some sort of high ball that comes over the net that she can pounce on. Watch here, when she comes forward, she takes up a lot of space in the middle of the court. You'll see Kohler has stayed back. Maybe he thought that ball was going out. Maybe he's just admiring how great that lob was. Anyway, Whitwell, she comes over, takes up a lot of space in the middle, and handed to Kohler here, he stays back. Even though he's typically the dominant player, he stays back. He lets Whitwell do her thing, taking up space there. Now, when that ball comes over to Whitwell, she's got a decision. She looks and she sees that both Nunnery and Terashenko, they are far back. So instead of keeping them back, what she's going to do here, she's going to play a little drop volley. Now, where is she going to play it? Down the line, cross court down the middle? Well, she is going to play this ball a little bit of a cross court, and the reason is that ball is now going to bounce sort of away from her opponents, right? Instead of playing down the line where it goes a bit straighter to them. So she's gaining maximum advantage here, getting this ball to rebound a little bit off to the side. And off to the races go Terashenko and Nunnery. Watch Rob here as he flips over his paddle. It's sort of tough to see here with the resolution, but he's flipped it over even though it's on the forehand side. He's hitting it with a backhand. That is the only way he's going to dig that ball. Now, here's where I think a bit of a mistake by Whitwell. Now that Kohler's back up at the net, she probably should have moved a little to the right side of the court because there is some open space here that Nunnery is able to find and actually put Whitwell in a weak position. Look at Terashenko taking up space there to play some defense. But from this position, there's not much Whitwell can do, so she's just going to play this kind of like nothing ball, this sort of down-the-line backhand to Terashenko's backhand. Right? So Terashenko and Nunnery get out of a jam a little bit. And now what does Irina do? Well, she plays this cross-court drop. And I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but I sort of think at this point, Terashenko's got a good two-handed backhand. Perhaps there's an opportunity here for her to drive this ball down the line. Kohler sort of creeping a little bit left still, covering the cross-court. Thought maybe Irina could take a rip. Instead, she decides to play this safer ball, this cross-court drop, maybe giving Rob Nunnery a chance to get back in the play. That ball sits up too high, and Kohler is so good on this backhand side. Very strong, creates a lot of speed just off flicking that backhand. And you'll see here Kohler really patrolling up near the net, trying to intercept anything he can get his paddle on. Terashenko from that low position on the backhand plays this cross court. You'll see it sits up just above net height. Kohler pokes it. And he doesn't hit this ball that hard. I mean, it's not obviously a high ball, but he is able to get that ball down into the dirt. Maybe a little over-aggressive from Nunnery and Terashenko coming forward like that. But more importantly, once again, we see this miscommunication. They're fighting over that ball, and when teammates fight over a ball, things don't typically end well for them. That ball gets popped up, and it's like a 1-2 punch for Kohler. Finishes it with the forehand into the open corner. Crowd goes absolutely berserk. That's just one more time. Open corner. Whitwell's pumped up. Terashenko, Nunnery can't believe it. There's Kyle Yates in the white with the backwards hat. Look how high that guy jumps. Crowd is going bananas. They love it. Kohler is fired up. Whitwell, the left-handed, almost like she's hitting the ball into the crowd. And yeah, that's how this point ends. Nunnery, Terashenko, they can't believe it. They sort of fought so hard to get back into the play. Crowd loving it. There's Yates again, coming across, cheering on his team. Kohler's like, how did we pull that one off with my third shot lob? I don't know. But Whitwell, you did a lot of the work out there. Lady Gibraltar, as she's known. Let's watch this point one more time. As we see here, that 1-2 punch, getting that ball down into the dirt on the backhand side from Kohler, finishing it off with the forehand. We'll watch it again from its beginning, because this was a great point. So much good pro pickleball out there these days. I love these team events. They're fun to watch. Everyone gets into it, especially when you see high-quality play like this. A little bit of everything, not quite how you draw up the points. I love it. It's where you get to see the improvisation from these players. And the energy at these events is amazing. So check it out, whether it's Major League Pickleball or any other team's events. Highly recommend. Great stuff out there from 4 terrific players.
After all that hustle, Terashenko and Nunnery